Hi, hi. Um, do I have to introduce myself? Yes, of course. I should introduce myself, of course. Like I'm barely known. But the few people who know me online, they know that I usually talk a lot on disabilities. I talk a lot on persons with disabilities in Africa, in Cameroon, particularly because I'm a Cameroonian. Obviously, of course, charity begins at home. So I talk about disabilities, and I talk about disabilities not in all age groups, but I talk about it particularly with children. Yeah, because they are the most vulnerable, I should say. They are the most vulnerable, and little is being done for them in Cameroon, in Africa. There are disabilities in Africa that go undiagnosed, unidentified. We just classify them under witchcraft. So, um, if you've been following me on Facebook, on Insta, on Twitter, I don't even know if I have followers on Twitter. I just tweet. I don't even let me. I'll have to check if I even have followers on Twitter. But I hope my message usually, my tweet goes out there and people read and just get informed. So particularly, I am all about autism. When you see me, you've seen autism advocate. So I talk a lot about autism. I talk a lot on autism for the simple reason that it's a disability that usually goes undiagnosed, most times unidentified, most times we are confused because it's a spectrum. And each individual who has autism tendency usually displays it in different ways. Like no two people who have autism display it in the same behavior kind of way. And it's a behavior based disability. So with autism, I talk mostly about autism for a reason. I have a huge reason why I talk about autism a lot, why I picked autism to talk about. To begin with, autism is a disability that is still under huge research. Um, People are still researching, trying to understand what it is, how it is. Like there are a lot of things about it. And in our Cameroon context, autism is a lot of teachers in Cameroon feel frustrated, not because they are not qualified or not experienced enough, but because autism is something that if you're not really well informed about it, you will not know that this is autism. This is autism. I have to do something to help the student. So I'll be having a 7 day video, online video, should I call it training or awareness campaign online. I'll be having we will be having a 7 day awareness, autism awareness campaign, just to tell people what autism is, what to look out for, what are the red flags, what can you do to help someone who has autism, who is not necessarily related to you, and all that. So far we are working on a learning center. We are here to get our registrations. We have put our documents together. We are waiting to see what happens. And I know that it's a long journey, but every journey begins with a step. So the first step, we want to tell people about autism. We want to talk to people about autism. We want to tell people that autism is not witchcraft. Autism is not a full like people call it. Autism, what are those names? Autism is not the zen zen like people call it. No, Mm-mm. There are people who are super intelligent that it if you don't understand them, you feel that sometimes autism comes in a disguised, like I always make a post and I say autism is a blessing to mankind. Autism is a disguised blessing. If you look keenly, people who are on the functional side of autism, they always excel. So I'm inviting everybody to join me on this 7-day campaign. Let's talk about autism on our platforms. Let's talk about it. Let's inform people about it. Let's tell the world. Let's tell a neighbor to tell another neighbor. Let's go into our communities, our neighborhoods. Let's talk about it. And we have titled our campaign Autism in My Neighborhood. So we will be launching the campaign online. We will be talking about it online for now. So I'm begging and pleading anybody who has a thing in their heart for people who have disabilities. Is it mental? Is it behavior, physical health, and all whatnot? Just join us in this campaign. Let's tell people about autism, because it's a huge, huge disability that if people are well informed about it, we will be able to exploit it to our advantage. Because I mean, if you Google autism, if you Google successful personalities with who were as children were diagnosed with autism, you'll be marveled, you'll be shocked. I always refer and use this example that there are a lot of people who are successful out there who were who had disabilities when they were children. So the hashtag or the name we will be using, the theme, autism in my neighborhood. Autism in my neighborhood. Remember that name. Autism in my neighborhood. Autism in my neighborhood. That's the name that we're going to be using. So take care, everyone. Tell a neighbor to tell another neighbor about autism. You can research. Information is not hidden anymore. It's not. All you just have to do is look for it and you know where to find it. We have Google, we have a lot of search machines, Wikipedia, all those things. Just search, you find relevant information on autism. You can also check on my page. We have a page on Facebook, Marie Claire Home Tutoring, which of course I would have loved for that page to be FALC, Future Art Learning Center, but it's rather unfortunate that Facebook has restricted me from changing the name, because that would be like the third time I'm changing the name. So you can also check that page. I have a lot of information that I have also gotten from other sources put on that page. The ones that I researched, the ones that I got from experience on the field and all that is on the page. So you can check it on the page, you find it there. Just tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell a parent, especially parents who are expecting their first children. It's usually very important to know about all these things so that you will not be taken by surprise, you will not be taken unawares and you start thinking, oh, they've bewitched my child, oh, the doctors mishandled my child and all that. Yeah, usually some disabilities come because during birth, one or two things happen and I don't know. So please, let's do this. It's very important. Let's do this. It's very important. Ah.